In the world of trading, the biggest breakthroughs often happen when someone connects two ideas that nobody else thought to put together. So, what if a system built for the slow, massive world of currency trading actually held the key to mastering the super fast-paced, high-stakes game of weekly options? Well, that's exactly the idea we're going to dive into today.
And this whole thing started with just one thought from a trader named Will Duckworth. Now get this wasn't some strategy that was back-tested for years, no. It was a flash of insight, a light bulb moment that happened literally yesterday. And we're gonna follow that idea from the second it was born to its very first real-world test.
Okay, so before we can really get the fusion part, we have to understand the main ingredient here. Let's start by decoding the original system that sparked this whole thing.
At its core, band distribution is just a unique way of looking at currency markets. So instead of a simple line on a chart, I want you to picture a set of dynamic channels, kind of like rivers flowing around the price. These channels aren't just random, they're meticulously designed to map out statistical probabilities. Basically, the zones where prices are most likely to hang out or even turn around.
And this right here, this is the key difference. A normal chart tells you where the price is, right now. It's a fact. But bond distribution, it's trying to tell you where the price ought to be, based on its typical behavior. The magic, the actual trading signal happens when there's a big disconnect between those two.
So, here it is. This is the connection, the big light bulb moment. What if a system designed for the fluid, always moving world of Forex could be applied to the rigid, time-sensitive world of binary options? Could it be the perfect match?
The logic here is really powerful when you think about it. Weekly binary options are just simple bets, right? Will a price be above or below a certain level by a specific time? That's it. So if the band distribution system can already tell you where the high probability zones are, well, then in theory, it could turn what's often a coin flip into a very, very calculated trade.
So here's how the logic breaks down, step by step. First, the system is on the hunt for a really rare moment of harmony, where the short-term 6-hour channels line up perfectly with the longer-term daily channels. When that alignment happens, that's step 2. The theory says the odds of the price just continuing in that direction go way, way up. And that, step 3, is what turns the binary option from a 50-50 guess into a calculated, high-probability move.
Now, this isn't just some idea on a whiteboard. Nope. The moment this theory was thought up, it was put into practice. A live trade, a real-world test with real money on the line.
And here are the specifics of that live experiment. The currency pair is the British pound versus the US dollar. The trade itself is a weekly put option, which is really just a fancy way of saying it's a bet that the price will finish the week below a certain level. And right now, as we speak, the trade is in the money, which means the price is exactly where it needs to be for the bet to pay off. This is the number. This is all that matters. 1.3375. By the end of the trading week, the price of the British pound has to stay below this exact line. If it does, the theory gets its first big win. If it doesn't, well, it's back to the drawing board.
And that's exactly why this is so much bigger than just one trade. It's a proof of concept. A single success here could validate the entire framework. It could prove you can apply this unique method to a whole new market, potentially opening up a massive new door for traders.
Which brings us to the bigger picture here. This whole experiment isn't just about finding a clever new trick. It's really the first step in a much grander vision for empowering independent, everyday retail traders.
See, the long-term goal is this vision called gourmet capital. The whole idea is to build a network that gives everyday traders the same kinds of tools the pros have, setups based on actual evidence, not just hype, and execution driven by technology. It's all about leveling the playing field.
And this quote just captures the potential of it all so perfectly. If this fusion of Forex strategy and weekly options actually works, it could be a really significant shift, a data-driven edge for the little guy, for the independent traders who have historically been outgunned by the huge institutions.
So we're left with this question. It really all comes down to the outcome of that one single trade on the British pound. Could one spontaneous idea, tested in real time, truly be the start of something that changes how countless retail traders approach the markets? I guess only time will tell.